with Collins Harlan.
Welcome to Hire Away. Hire Away is a show where we talk about jobs, we talk about business, but we talk to the people that are operating those businesses and doing those jobs. So these are people with skin in the game. I'm Collins. I'm a staffing specialist with Labor Finders. And in St. Louis, we have a North County branch. We have a South County branch. But no matter where you are in the country, if you're looking for people, if you're hiring, all you have to do is go to laborfinders.com. That's laborfinders.com. Find the branch nearest you, give us a call, and we'll help you out. So today on the show, we've got a guest named Logan Kendall, and he's a human resource director for a company called Mart. We're going to find out a little bit about Mart, of course, in that industry. But what's really cool is Logan just became a United States citizen. He's from Brazil. And enough of my yak, and let's just let Logan talk. Let's do this thing.
Hire away!
Logan Kendall, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Collins.
It's great to have you on. You're the human resources director?
Yes.
For Mart?
Correct.
That's great. And then you're from Brazil originally, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and you just became a citizen.
Yes, I did. On July 11th, I went down to the federal building in St. Louis, and I went through the test and went through the whole process, and here I am, citizen now.
July 11th of last year?
This year.
This year?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Wow,
this year.
Great.
Yep.
Excellent. So, I was looking online, and Mart, the company that you're with, they reunited somebody with a Purple Heart, and I want to talk about that. But before we do that, I want to talk about you. I want to talk about your journey, because to me, it's fascinating. You came from Brazil, you worked your way over here and became a citizen. But what's your, how did that happen? Can you kind of run us through, your journey and what was that like? Like from start to finish, just go ahead and tell us about it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's kind of fascinating to me as well, just to see the whole journey to here today. I applied to go to college. I barely had any English when I applied for it. Like I was using Google Translate, and the college replied back and said, "No, you have to learn English to be able to take all the classes
Really?
and all the courses. You can't take the English courses in Portuguese." So they said I needed to just, find a way to come to the US to learn for a little bit, and then you can take all the exams, and if you pass, you can come for the fall of 2014. So that's what I did. I flew to Boston. I spent 3 months there for the summer break, and I learned. I passed all the exams and
3 months.
3 months. Yep.
You learned English in 3 months.
Most of it.
That is great, because I hear all the time that English is actually a pretty hard language to learn.
To this day, yes.
Well, you speak very well.
Thank you.
You sound better than me, honestly. But so you went to Boston and you learned the language, and then I guess you went to college?
Yes. So I went to Principia College. It's in Elsa, Illinois.
Well, I've heard of it, yeah.
Yeah. They have the school in Clayton-ish. Town and country. Yeah. Town and country, Clayton, right there. So I spent 4 years studying political science, international relations. That's what my bachelor's was. And from there, I went and got my master's in HR.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
What drew you to HR, by the way?
I kind of ran out of options. Whenever I first chose business international relations, kind of related to my major. And at 6 months in, they shut down the program because they couldn't find instructors to come. It was right before COVID as well. So, kind of impacted a little bit. But so I had to find something that I knew I could find a job once I'm done with my master's.
That's smart.
Yeah. In HR, you always have a job.
Always. Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, there's always, and we'll see with AI. Right?
Right.
Who knows, right? So you did that, and so the master's was in HR, right?
Yes,
The
correct.
master's, okay. So after college, what?
I was hired to work at a nursing home as a nurse there, and a year in, they found out that I had the master's in HR, and they asked if I would like to help the recruiting department recruiting international workers, because we couldn't find any Americans that would want to work there. and it was in 2020, so COVID was at its peak.
Oh, wow.
And I started recruiting people from Africa, and they had very good English, which surprised me. They came from all over. We had Cameroon, we had Burundi. So I learned a lot about the African culture, which is fascinating. And so since I have been through the process of visas, that's what drew their attention to me. Is like, Logan has been through this process. He can help us, apply for all the visas, get all the stuff we need to get. And that's how they offered me the position. Yeah.
It was a perfect storm, and you were a double threat.
Yeah.
So, but we should note that at this point, it sounds like, I'm not sure the timeline, but it sounds to me like you still were working towards citizenship at this juncture.
Yes. Yeah.
So you're still fighting that battle.
Yes. Correct.
Well,
yeah.
What is that like? I mean, is a lot of hoops to jump through? Does it, I've heard it also is not cheap. Like, it costs money. Is that true?
It is true. Yeah, it's not cheap at all. The process, depending how you start to the finish line, it can be thousands of dollars.
See, that just blows my mind. I just think of the people coming over, like you mentioned, from Africa, from all over the place, and they're just trying to get started. They're learning the language. How do they even come up with that money? Do they have sponsors, or how does that work?
So normally, the work has to apply for the visa for you to get the visa. You can't do it on your own. It has to be all through work. Yeah. They will pay for it, and you can pay them back. So there's kind of a contract that you make with the company.
I gotcha. Okay. So that works out really well, because like you said, a lot of American people don't want to do those jobs.
Right.
They have to be done. These are our elders.
Yes.
Right. Important work. Okay. So, all right. So Scrap Mart, where does that come in?
My husband is the owner of Scrap Mart. So he asked me to come and work for him. I didn't want to, just because I'm working for family sometimes. And
he's going to see this, right?
Right. No, he knows. And I was really fighting not to, but he needed help, and the company just grew so fast in a very small period of time, and it went from like 8 to 10 employees to 25, and now we have almost 60.
Wow!
So he literally grew super fast.
How many locations do you guys have?
3.
3.
Yes.
And where are they located?
So one is the main one now is Jonesburg, Missouri.
Okay.
Then we have Valley Park, which is the original one that's how he started, and Peevely.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
What I really, because you're a client, what I really like about working with you is you have a very, very good personality when it comes to performing in HR. You really consider all the facts. You don't make knee-jerk decisions. We've worked through some issues that just come up,
right?
When you're hiring people and dealing with people. But what I've really enjoyed is how you think things through. You're very calm and measured. And more often than not, we come up with the right decision because of that. What would you consider, when you're hiring for Scrap Mart, what do you look for? What would be a good employee for Scrap Mart?
Somebody that has initiative, determination, and somebody who wants to work.
Yeah.
Somebody that wants to be there. We have crazy hours because we are open from 7:30 to 4:45. So that's almost like a 10-hour day. And towards the end of the week, when you work Saturdays from 7 to 1, you have almost 15 hours of overtime.
So you need somebody that has a reason to work, that really needs to take advantage of that.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Yeah. As far as skill sets, what kind of skill sets what kind of positions do you have?
So we have mostly laborers. Okay. And since we're in the scrap metal industry, we need somebody we prefer to find people that have, knowledge in all types of non-ferrous and ferrous, and somebody that can, unload trucks, drive a forklift, manage how to use the equipment we have.
Yeah.
And that's what we look for. Sometimes it's very difficult because you don't find somebody every day that has all that.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah, and I was just thinking, you mentioned Jonesburg. Excuse me. That's kind of a rural setting. It's kind of out there. There's not a lot out there.
no, there's
So
nothing.
I would imagine you sometimes, I mean, you have a Christmas list, a wish list of all these skills and knowledge, but I'm sure that you probably have to train up quite a bit. Yeah.
Yes, for sure. Jonesburg is a little more challenging than other locations because it's so far out.
Yeah.
And we have so many different positions. We have pickers that are, they're picking from the shredder. The car goes through shreds, pieces, and we need those people there. Like that job is very important.
Gotcha.
So we don't really look from, who has the highest ranking here, who's the lowest. No, everybody's the same. We all, like, everybody's hands in.
So it's not a seniority thing.
No.
Gotcha. Well,
Yeah.
I think that's smart, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good for morale.
Yes.
Yeah, it certainly is. And morale can make or break you, I tell you. But are all these facilities, like Jonesburg, you mentioned that you're watching cars and vehicles go through a big crunching device.
Yes, it's the shredder has hammers inside of it,
Yeah.
and then whenever the car is going through, it just like it's like hammering it, and then it comes out like pieces like this big.
I'd like to see that sometime, actually.
Yeah.
But the other facilities don't do that? They're different facilities?
No, so what we call the other facilities, they're feeding yards. So they just bring the metal to the shredder to shred everything and
see.
send to the steel mills.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
So you get a lot of shipment in from those other yards.
Correct. Yes.
Gotcha, okay. What would you say the volume is? Because let's talk about the industry, the scrap industry.
Yeah.
I don't know much about it other than listening to you talk about it. It sounds really interesting in the sense that it's totally unique compared to like a manufacturing plant or a construction company or something like that. You guys have a lot of, you have different challenges. What are some of the challenges that you guys face in the market?
Well, I guess we can talk about one now that we might face soon is the winter. So it's a little slower, so we don't get as many customers in.
Gotcha.
But whenever the weather's nice and it's good, it's filled with people, scrap all over the place.
Yeah.
But the main challenges is just making sure we can find the scrap to feed the shredder, which that depends on supply and demand from the steel mill and also the pricing.
The pricing. Yeah, because, when I think about scrap, I always hear the prices of different metals on the news. And I'd imagine you're operating on some pretty thin margins,
Yes.
So that sounds tough to me because there's other scrap services out there. You're competing.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, and you'd love to have it all. No one's going to have it all. You guys have a great spread. You're right off the highways and things like that.
Yeah.
But when you're competing on price, that's really tough. Like how do you differentiate yourself? What can you even do different? Like if I'm trying to think of a scenario, let's say, one scrap company is cheaper by, 2 cents. How do you overcome that? Do you just lower your price? Or are there creative ways that your salespeople can think about that? Or
there are creative ways for sure, but the main one is the relationship you have with the customer. So that, if you have a relationship for a long time, or if you just know the person or the other scrapyard owner or dealers, that is very important.
Yeah.
Because, they know that you buy the scrap, you sell the scrap, but if you don't have that great relationship, it's almost like a customer service. They won't sell it to you.
So if I'm hearing you correctly, if I can get 2 cents more a pound or whatever at Joe's scrapyard, but I have a relationship with you, that matters.
Yes.
I'm not going to drive over to Joe's for 2 cents.
Right.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Relationships are big in any type of business.
Yes.
And that's why I think AI is not going to take over the world because it's
hope
still,
not.
I hope not either. We talk a lot about AI and everybody does, but relationships, we're people. So we're wired to, we do business with people that we like and trust. Trust is huge. I've been to Jonesburg a couple times and it seems like when I was there, it was a Saturday. And you guys had a lot of these, like what I call scrappers, just guys with pickup trucks coming in.
Yes.
But that's not your main focus at Jonesburg. It's those big vehicles. And
Yes, the big semis, the dumpster semis.
Gotcha.
Those are the industrial accounts that we call it. They come from many different yards. We have relationship with Didion. We have relationship with Mighty River. Progress Rail. There's so many out there that we do business with.
So you guys offer roll-off services then too.
Yes, we do. For
And
sure.
that's not, I know you're talking about like the dumpsters coming in, but you'll put a dumpster wherever you need to put a dumpster
Yes.
to collect.
Yeah.
So, okay, so now I'm getting the picture. These other yards, like the Valley Park yard, the People yard, those are feeders. And you probably have a lot of those junkers that I was talking about. You have guys with pickup trucks.
Yeah, the peddlers.
Peddlers.
Yes.
Okay, so that's the industry term.
Yes.
Peddlers. So which yard has the most peddlers? Is it one of the feeder yards?
Yeah, Valley Park.
Yeah, so the feeder yards,
By
that makes
far,
sense.
yes.
And Valley Park is fairly close to St. Louis. And
Yes.
and pretty close, right off the highway. So that makes sense. Okay. So you offer roll-off services. You have a good spread. You're all about relationships. Your sales rules, like how many salespeople do you have on staff?
We have, right now, we're actually adding to the team 2 more, I believe. But we have the owner, he sells and buys scrap.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Because he's been in this business for over 20 years.
Yeah.
So, and we have a new guy now that is started a couple months ago in this position as a sales guy. So we have those 2. And there's another one that he used to own a scrapyard and then he retired. And he's a good friend with the owner, so he buys and sells scrap for him too.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I think I'd be good at that sales role because I have, believe it or not, I'm going to display this knowledge for you. You said you have to have ferrous and non-ferrous. I call that a magnet.
Yes.
But that's the extent of my knowledge. And I don't know that you call that knowledge. I just, this one is magnetic and this one's not. So no, I wouldn't be good at that at all. But
Yeah, no, the laborers, whenever they start, we tell them the magnet is your best friend.
yeah,
Because there's a lot of people that, they bring aluminum thinking it's aluminum, but it's not. It's actually steel.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
like siding
they
and all
think
that.
they've hit the big time.
Yeah.
All this aluminum.
Right.
Yeah.
I was like, well, when it's way heavier than what it should be, it's not aluminum.
Yeah, and they just use the magnet. So I used to do a little scrapping. Actually, I had a pickup truck, and it was just kind of fun. I had a stepson at that time, and he was very mechanically inclined. And so we would just have fun. We'd go out on the weekends and stuff and try to find things. And we'd take it home, and to get it ready for the scrapyard, we'd take things apart. And that was fun,
Yeah.
But those are called peddlers. I was a peddler.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So aside from the peddlers, where do you really get the bulk of your scrap? I know that, vehicles and things of that nature, probably appliances.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lots of appliances.
What other sources have you guys developed to actually get some of this stuff in and some of the good stuff that, do you work with any like private contractors or anything?
No, we don't.
Okay.
It's all just based on relationship that the owner has with the people around, other scrap yards and HVAC places. So, and also appliance places like
Sure, yeah.
Jones Lyman.
Oh, Slimer Brothers.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
Slimer
They've been
Brothers.
around forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So sometimes they bring like semis filled with appliances.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that big old facility in Jonesburg can handle it. Too.
Yes, for sure.
So you mentioned HVAC. What do they bring in?
So air conditioners or so if they do break it apart, there's the coils, the copper in there.
Yeah.
If they do break it apart, it's worth more.
Yeah, because you don't have to process it.
Right,
Gotcha.
correct, yeah.
So if they have the time. So you say you don't work with private contractors, but I would say that if somebody's an electrician or even in construction and they wanted to maybe maximize their profitability and they could separate some of these things rather than throw them away and just, I guess they'd be a peddler at that point.
Yeah.
But that would work, right?
Oh,
So
yeah, absolutely.
If
Yeah.
anybody's listening out there that's in construction, Scrap Mart.
Yes.
You know, and don't forget Scrap Mart, because especially if you're in Jefferson County, Fenton, even in Washington County, would that be? What county?
Franklin County.
Franklin County. That's
Yes.
Jonesburg?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, that's Washington.
Oh, Washington
Yes.
County,
Yeah.
Jefferson County.
There's Montgomery County.
Montgomery
That's
County.
Yeah, that's
So
Jonesburg.
anybody out there in those counties, you need to hit Scrap Mart. So what number do they call to get a hold of Scrap Mart?
636-256-7400.
Do people do that? Like, do they call and ask questions about rates
yeah.
and stuff?
All the time. They call us like they want to know the price of cans.
Yeah. Cans. Yeah.
Yes. They want to know the price of copper, because the copper sometimes is super high or super low.
Yeah.
You know, I like to, in my own world, I compare like whenever the copper is high, the steel is low.
I gotcha.
It's, you know, it fluctuates a little
It's
bit.
one or the other,
Yeah.
not both. Yeah.
Yeah.
And these fluctuations, from what I can tell, they can fluctuate daily, weekly. I mean, they're just all over.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, one interesting thing that we alluded to at the beginning of this is on channel 2, 4, and 5. I forget how long ago, but you guys found a purple heart. Where did you find it? How did that happen? I'm just going to let you talk about that.
Yes.
'Cause that really touched me.
No, that was actually the highlight of the company for the whole year.
When did this happen?
It happened in April, May.
Okay. It was all over the news.
Yes,
Yeah.
it went all over the news because we have, the picker line where we have our pickers picking from the leftovers of the shredder or the NFR plant, which is the non-ferrous plant. So let's say that it was inside of a car. We don't know. So the car went through the shredder, got destroyed in tiny little pieces, and then there's a guy that comes with this an operator with a machine, scoops the fluff, that's what we call it, like
The little pieces?
Yes.
Yeah.
And brings to the NFR plant and then throws on the belt where it like shakes and like the dirt goes away, and
Sure.
they're picking the metals. And then apparently it stood out for him, and he picked it up, and he's like, "Oh man, it's a Purple Heart."
Oh, wow.
So he came to the man, he's like, "I just found this
And it was intact
intact, perfectly."
after it went through all that?
Yes, and it was from 1945.
Oh my gosh.
Yes,
So somebody had been missing that for a very long time.
yes.
And how did you guys find the owner? I think his name was Charles Hall, I believe.
Yes, Joseph.
Oh, well, I'm
yes.
sorry, my memory.
Yeah, no, you're fine. So we found behind on the back of the metal, there's the name of the person. So they Googled it and they tried to use the ancestry.com.
Oh yeah.
And they kind of traced it, and they found the family, and it was some part of the family still lives around in St. Charles. And that's how they found the connection. So the owner actually messaged the lady on Facebook, and she didn't really believe. It's like, okay, it's a scam.
Right.
But he's like, no, here's all my information. I own Scrap Mart and this and that. And she's like, oh, okay. So he sent a picture to her, and it is real. It's back.
Wow.
So,
And was that like what relation was Joe Hall to her?
I think, so her mom was cousins with him.
Gotcha.
And so I guess cousin.
Yeah. But everybody knew about it.
Oh,
The
yes.
whole family.
The whole family knew about him. They named all the kids after him in some way. The women kind of got the middle name or the last name.
Yeah.
But they were raised together, the mother and Joe. So
Yeah.
they were really close. And whenever he passed in the war, she was just unbelievably sad.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's, we just had Veterans Day, of course. and
Yes.
That's such an interesting story. And hats off to you guys for, a couple things. Hats off to you guys for doing all that research and work to find the family.
Right.
But you know what else is kind of nice is that the picker who found it and the people in the plant got to be a part of that.
Yes.
And I think one of them was in the news with you guys.
Yes.
Which I think that's pretty cool. So that's touching. Yeah. But so do you guys have any plans for expansion or?
If they do, they haven't told me. As of now,
Yeah,
not that I know
don't tell
of.
Logan. Just do it. He'll figure it out.
Right.
No, but Logan, you're absolutely wonderful to work for. You're one of my favorite contacts. Again, you're so you're caring. You have empathy for people, so you just don't make a knee-jerk decision. And a lot of times, if you would have made those decisions, you really didn't have to. You would have maybe put somebody at a disadvantage. So I really appreciate the way that you treat people. And I can tell that you're good at relationships because you treat our people well. So you're right, man. It's all about relationships. And it's really great to have you on. We're kind of running out of time. But really want to thank you for coming on. And, if you need any extra help or if there's anything else we can do for you, let us know. And if I find some salespeople, I'll just under the table refer them to you. All right?
I appreciate
Thanks,
it. Thank
man.
you so much. Yes.
Take care.
You too.
All right. So great show. Logan just became a citizen, flourishing, doing well. So I want to thank Logan for doing that. You want to stay tuned for the job of the week. And next week we have a guest named David Wilson. He's an independent recruiter. I think he lives up in the Northeast somewhere. We're going to have to find out exactly where he lives, but I believe he's in the Northeast, and he has a tremendously popular podcast called The Ring of Hire. It's really cool. Check it out on LinkedIn. Now, before we go, it's almost Thanksgiving, and I want to talk about News Talk STL, a station here in town. They've got a food drive going, and they're teaming up with the St. Louis County Republican Central Committee to benefit Feed My People, which is a charity here in town. And the food drive goes all the way through December 21st. You've got plenty of time, and it's really easy to donate non-perishables. You can donate actually at the radio station. You can drop by, which would be kind of cool. They're in Westport. They have collectible barrels at all three Bartolino's restaurants in Manchester, Lindbergh, and Sulphur. Both Chris's Pancake and Dining locations on Southwest and Tucker. All Michael's Flooring outlet locations, one in Creve Coeur and one in St. Peter's. So while you're out there shopping, remember those who are less fortunate. Drop off some non-perishables and make their season a little brighter. Thanks for watching, and please share this on your social media. It really helps us grow. Take care. See you Tuesday at 10.
Hire away with Collins Harlan.